Capricorn, I'm starting with a sort of more freestyle type of reading for you, and I've laid the first cards and then we're going to add some others. So we start with the Knight of Cups, and when I saw him I thought he's kind of done with empathy. It's weird. I feel like he's sort of pouring it out, going, right, enough, I can't be doing with this anymore. Followed by the Two of Swords, but very complicated Two of Swords with lots going on in it. These choices feel very involved. One is to do with solar activity, one is to do with the moon. Two of Swords traditionally means that we're kind of deciding on something, and yet there's a kind of balance because the moon is at the bottom of one where the sun is, and vice versa. So some sort of complicated decision, but it is informed at the base by the fact that you're lacking in empathy at the moment, or you've had too much empathy and you're sort of feeling a bit like, okay, I need to make some clearer decisions. Followed by this Ten of Wands, where we've got this cheeky looking serpent that is the sort of start of this fire. Again, the sun and the moon are in the, I guess they're in most of these. No, that's interesting. Okay, they're not. So the decision that is to do with sort of solar activity or lunar activity somehow, because that's what's stepping out to me, is then starting to feel as if the fiery background is taking over, which makes me think more of the sort of fire horse coming up on the 17th, or Aries, or fiery, especially when I see these two snakes in the beginning, but the red one is in the forefront, but the red one is really obvious. It's as if the burdens that might have made you feel a little bit less empathetic are starting to sort of burn up, and your decisions are kind of ruled by a kind of passion in a way. We go from that Ten of Wands, this feeling of overwhelm, to the Four of Wands, which is now where the sun is on its own. I think you have chosen, this is so strange, it's kind of fun for me because there's no sort of positions in this reading, but I think in this little story it feels as if you've chosen the sun. You've chosen dynamism and optimism and yang and partnership, in this case with the Four of Wands, with your creative spirit, with somebody who relates to creative spirit. It's sort of about celebrations and upbeat, and it's as if you can't you can't tolerate the underground, the diffuse, moony type energy anymore. You want want to partner with and make alliances with and celebrate with this yangy sun feeling card. And from there we go to the Strength, which again, I love how this has come because these came out in this order, which has got this amazing lion in the front. I keep seeing lions everywhere at the moment, and we're not in a Strength year, but about 2 weeks ago, I was driving over a bridge in London and I saw one of those wonderful, magnificent stone lions with all these people with umbrellas in front of it, and it really struck me as an image. I was talking to my sister at the time, and there was something about creativity and the lion being linked together because that's what we were talking about. So for me, this kind of yangy creativity, because there's also a wonderful exhibit on at the Serpentine for a few more weeks, or a couple more weeks maybe, which is Peter Doing, I think it is, and there's some wonderful lions in that, and they feel prowly and Leo-like, fire-like, and dynamic, and in this Strength, she's not taming this lion, is she? She's actually sort of giving from the fire that's coming from her head, from her alliance to this lion. And look at the volcano in the background. And then you see this shooting out from her mouth. In the next card, which is the Eight of Wands, it's shooting out, something is shooting out from the sun again. So this whole reading feels to me as if the sun, your strength comes from alliances with that kind of yangy, lion-like, creative, sun-like energy. Look at his wreath of success on his head. And when you do that with the Eight of Wands, you start to communicate with fire, and that becomes very effective. So the second half of the reading, where you become really aligned with your creativity, starts to feel very dynamic. And then the Chariot, yeah, then you're off. You're off on a kind of mythic quest that could feel quite fast and furious, but the fire is lit beneath you. That's what I want to say. We've got the black and the white birds here that's sticking out because I've got a couple of pigeons that keep sitting with me, particularly if I go and sit on my sofa, they come and coo at me. So fire is going to light your way and take you onto some sort of dynamic journey. This is so lovely, Capricorn. Capricorn and pigeon people, why not? Because they're singing to me. Yeah, Hanged Man. The Hangman in reverse, and look at her beautiful red hair. So it's as if you've suddenly got that you've started to change your perspective, and this fiery nature of yours is being let loose a little bit. You've taken that decision. It might be about a creative project, I don't know. Let's pull you another tarot deck card. But it really feels dynamic, and it feels, the lion is an important image here, and it feels as if that your communication could kind of light things on fire. It could feel quite punchy for some people, but you're loving it anyway because you've allied with it. Oh, the Chariot again. Capricorn, pigeon people, this is great. 2 chariots in a row. You're off. And look at those. They've got lions. So we're back to that lion again. How amazing. Your lions, which at the moment are meaning creativity. Creativity in the face of sort of damp January, February weather. In the face of sort of disappointments is how I'm seeing it. And then we've got you as the 8 of Pentacles. So start working with this charity. Charity? Maybe that's relevant to someone. Start working with this chariot energy. Start going at a pace with this sort of fiery energy. Let's see if we can pull you a animal spirit to guide you on this. The dragonfly. That was peeking out when I first started your reading. So it's about illusions and transformations, but it's an ancient being that's been around forever. And it's sort of fairy-like, isn't it? It comes at moments of transformation. And I think this is what you're going through, which is very, very lovely. I want to pull you one of these. In fact, there's cards down here as well. Resurrection cards, maybe not. No, let's pull you a Dream Song Oracle. Just to add to this message for Capricorn, this kind of freestyle message. We've got embrace self-compassion and welcome presence. Okay, interesting. They don't feel like the same energy particularly, but maybe I'm getting it wrong. Self-compassion would be, I suppose, you saying I can't give and give endlessly, which is where I felt the reading started. All beings deserve compassion. Why would your dear self be any different? Well, there's the message. The moment calls into being acts of loving kindness towards you, by you. This is what gets your fire going, when you're kind to yourself. One of the best ways to practice resilience between the two is human beings are hardwired between love and struggle, I see. And so the best way to practice compassion, practice resilience between this love and struggle is with self-compassion. Put your arms around your inner self with all the gentleness. In the middle when my storage got full. So we were reading about self-compassion. Put your arms around your inner self with all the gentleness you can muster. Consider this, you are the only you in the entire universe. You deserve to experience love from the inside out, independent of what the world offers or takes away. Nothing can change your inherent value. It is the golden heart of mystic lore. Treasure it with kind thoughts. I think this is you as the Knight of Cups, starting to think about yourself in a wreath of success. It's almost like the world, isn't it? He's surrounded by something. He's pouring his own compassion into his own space, and that lights a fire somehow. Have we got any wild golden hearts? No. And the other card was 39, which says welcome presence. The garden of consciousness is ever flourishing, ever changing. The quest right now is to soothe the thoughts that churn the soil, so intentionally calm the frantic buzzing of anxiety and concern. Create intentional solitude. Let the stillness at your core rise to meet your circumstances of your situation. Court the stillness so that in your clarity, the next right thing for your life can take root and bloom. This is not a time for effort, it's a time for ease. Do you have the patience to wait till the mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? That's sort of like, again, going back to this moment where you've got to make a decision, but comes from a right action feeling. The master doesn't seek fulfillment. Not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. So something about your presence lights your fire. I love it. Right, let's pull you a Solar Busca card. These are kind of challenging to me because I don't know all of their meanings yet. And some of them aren't obvious. I mean, they're tarot. So we've got here 2 wandy ones. No, 2 swords. And an 8 of swords. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fire. That's what I can tell you. I'm not sure. There's a lot of fire. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could be the 8 of swords. I'm afraid I don't know what all these relate to in terms of the tarot. All I can tell you is there's a lot of fire that you're dealing with, and it makes me feel as if this is you waking up to your own passions about your own self, having been a little bit more self-aware and compassionate recently. I think that puts you onto your mythic quest. And let's pull one final card, which is the, I love it, which is from the Creativity deck. And it says new start. Sometimes we must realize that we have done what we have done needs to be discarded, and we must make a new start. A new start in fire. A new start in fire. I just think that's so lovely. I am going to pull you a card from this botanical deck, and this says Love Lies Bleeding, number 16. Let's see if I can pick the book up, which I think has fallen down here. Is that right? No. It's not there. Where is the book? Well, Love Lies Bleeding. Let's hope that means something to someone. It's very open-ended, the end of this reading, because I haven't got that and I didn't know the last one. So there's something that your fire is going to have to burn through. Is it that you've been too kind to those around you, and therefore now you need to get onto your own horse and off you go, that wildfire horse? See you again.